Hello everyone. The book that I brought to you today is known as Self-Reliance. This is not a book, it's an essay written by a very popular philosopher, poet and essayist, Ralph Waldo Emerson. And this book was written way back about 150 years ago. And Ralph Waldo Emerson, a very popular philosopher. And this particular essay has been read by millions of people and it's widely appreciated. So I was wondering what is that in this particular essay, why people are enamored and intrigued and attracted towards this particular essay known as self-reliance. Self-reliance, let me give you the context before Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote this particular essay. He is an American. And you all know America in 18th century, they got their freedom. And then this Emerson was in a period, he lived in a period of 19th century. And during that time, America did not have an identity. America had influence of Europe and the cultures are varied cultures. And during that time, there were many, or rather a handful of philosophers. They wanted an identity for America, and that is how these philosophers came out with a very good thought, that is self-reliance. This is against the adherence of the society. So Emerson advocates to have your own thought process. Don't have a herd mentality and just succumb to the society's expectation. As you go through this particular essay, you come to know what is that Emerson is talking about. Well, Emerson he studied in Harvard and he worked in Harvard Divinity School. So Emerson, being a well-read person, he quotes many things in this particular essay. And let me warn you, this essay is not an easy read. It's difficult indeed because when you read, it has got intrigued, complex meaning. But just to simplify the essay, the essence of essay says that you be a man or woman of your own and don't succumb to the society's expectation. The reason why I gave you the context during that time, majority of the people, they believed in slavery, they believed in exploitation of laborers, they believed in certain things which is against the morality. So Emerson, intrigues, or rather, he emphasizes the need to think of your own rather than the society's expectations. He quotes in the essay, children never bother about the society's expectation. What they think, they speak. What they like, they do. Over a period of time, these children are subdued by the parents and the society to comply with the society's expectation. So Emerson speaks about different philosophers and scientists. For example, he speaks about Socrates, Plato, Galileo, Copernicus, Newton, and so on. Martin Luther King, and so on. Now, who are they? They are well-known scientists and philosophers. They never succumbed to the society's expectation. They stood out and spoke their mind. Socrates, for example, Socrates was a man, he wanted people to think. He wanted youngsters to think and question themselves. And as a result, Socrates was poisoned by Greece. And similarly, Copernicus and Galileo, they said that everything moves around sun, whereas Christian societies and establishments, they believe that everything moves around earth. So these two people were sort of ostracized by those time religious leaders, but then the truth prevails. So Emerson sort of telling then population of America that you should think against the social norm. That is how the slavery was abolished, and that is how the exploitation against the laborers was sort of given up. And women empowerment. During his time, women were not given priorities like men. So the movement of feminism started. So why this feminism? That's again a self-reliance. Self-reliance, I think in this particular book and in this particular essay, Emerson speaks about find yourself within. You don't find yourself outside. If you find yourself within, you will find answer for everything. So this book is a very nice book, but as I told you, I think the pages are less in numbers, but it's all packed with a lot of ideas, and the language is pretty hard. I must confess that I found it pretty difficult to decipher, and I had to go to different YouTubes, and then I need to understand the meaning. Then again I came back to read this. Overall, this is an outstanding essay. No wonder why this essay has got millions of followers. Everybody must read this essay. If you haven't subscribed this channel, please subscribe this channel, like this channel, and please mention your comment about this particular review. Thank you so much.